Once I've boxed price in, the next thing I want to do is see to my left, do I have a clean range of candles, right? What do I mean by a clean range of candles? So I don't necessarily want to see all of this stuff, right? But I like to see something that looks like this, right? Something that looks a lot like this over here. I like to see something that looks like this over here because it gives me an indication that price is likely to continue to go up to the next level if it does break out of there.
All right, folks, we've got Jordan Dejoie in the house. We've just done an awesome podcast. There's a link under this video. Go and check it out. But first of all, he's going to show you his 75% win rate strategy, how it all works from breaking it down from the higher timeframes all the way down to the 30-minute chart on gold. We're going to get some examples. Then we're going to see how it matches up with how I see the gold market playing out currently today. So, Jordan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Well, let's dive in and share your screen and have a look at it.
All right, let's do it. All right. So right now we are on the gold chart. And as I said before, very important to me, what I want to do is start off with a high time frame like the daily time frame. And I want to mark off areas of support and resistance as I see them. I want to do that all the way up until at least the 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to start marking them up. So areas of support and resistance, right? So we have an area right here that served as an area of support. This served as an area of resistance again, and I'll start to explain what I mean. And this served as an area of resistance as well, okay? So we see multiple touches here for this area of support, multiple touches here. Again, another touch over here. And again, for these areas of resistance, we see where price had touched these areas over and over again, okay? Next thing I want to do is I want to make sure I grab the ultimate high on this chart and the ultimate low because they also serve as an area of support and resistance. So I'm just going to grab this area as well. And I'm going to extend that across. I'm going to do the same thing as I go down here to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so as I'm on the 4 hour time frame, do I see any more areas of support and resistance? Yes, I see this particular area so far. I see one hit over here, right? And a similar area right here. I want to drag that across. But not only do I want to do that, I've also, and this is where my eyes have been trained to see that, this seems like a particular area that was similar and lines up with this area. And what has happened is this was an area of support and turned into an area of resistance for price, right? Area of support over here, but turned into an area of resistance for price right over here and over here, okay? So now I'm going to continue. That's what I see on the 4 hour. I'll go down to the 1 hour time frame. So now as I'm on the 1 hour time frame, I'm looking for points at which that I can start to see potential trade opportunities. So let me just start by saying this. A couple of things that I'm looking for when I'm trading. I'm looking for somewhat of a clean environment. So what that means is, as I remove this ellipse here, what that means is I don't necessarily like this mess over here. So sometimes it may not be out of the realm of possibility that I may sit on my hands until I see a more favorable market condition for me to draw my setups. But when I start to see a more favorable condition, then I'll enter a trade such as right over here. So right here, we have a small area of support. And then I want to see, well, do we have an area of resistance? We have an area of resistance. Once I've boxed price in, the next thing I want to do is see to my left, do I have a clean range of candles, right? What do I mean by a clean range of candles? So I don't necessarily want to see all of this stuff, right? But I like to see something that looks like this, right? Something that looks a lot like this over here. I like to see something that looks like this over here because it gives me an indication that price is likely to continue to go up to the next level if it does break out of there. Okay, so my next thing that I want to do, I'm very intrigued at the buy, right? And I boxed in price. What I'm going to do is set an alert for when price breaks out of this area of resistance over here. All right. And the next thing I want to do after setting that alert is go to the 30-minute, because the 30-minute is where I'm going to confirm this trade. So after price hits my alert and breaks out, I'm waiting for a close on the 30-minute candle, as I see here with this candle right over here. Right? We got a close on the 30-minute candle, a close above the area of resistance. And now I can enter on my very next candle. So I enter on this candle. And like I said, I like to take anywhere from 50 to 100 pips on gold. Let's see how many pips we got on this trade. Very clean trade. And we got about 50 going on 60 something pips on this trade. And it continued to go up as well. So definitely would have been a winning trade for me. But again, it doesn't stop there, right? And as the market trends, I trend with it and I continue to box in price. Area of resistance, area of support right over here, right? With the price do, price broke out over here. Very possible that this could have been a losing trade, right? Very possible that this could have been a losing trade because price came down here, closed below, but then came back within the range. But although this was a losing trade, now we get back into this area up here after I've set my alert and price has broken out of this area of resistance. And on this candle, we have our confirmation candle. After it has broken out, we can then ride price upwards again for another 50 to 100 pips.
Hey, start trading Forex indices and commodities with up to 800k of Blue Guardian's capital risk-free. Just pay a small one-time fee to take the challenge, hit a profit target and get funded. Then keep up to 90% of your profits and enjoy fast weekly payouts. Now for futures traders, Blue Guardian Futures offers up to 450k in funding with 100% profit on your first 15k. With low targets, no activation fees and unlimited resets, it's one of the best deals in the industry. Visit blueguardian.com or blueguardianfutures.com to start trading today and grab their limited time discount code.
Right over here. And I'll show you that you can continue to find these things all throughout the market. You can find examples like this all throughout the market, especially when the market starts to trend, When you get good at it, all you're doing, again, you're looking at areas of support, you're boxing in price, you create an area of resistance, right? Where you see price has hit multiple times. You wait for that breakout and then you take that trade. And again, you repeat over and over and over. The market is going to show you area of support, area of resistance is going to break out with volume, and then you get in on the next trade and you ride that up. Over and over and over, the market will show you this. And this is why I love to implement this type of strategy when I'm trading gold.
I love that strategy. Just to say,
yeah.
I do really think it's a nice, neat little strategy there. And I suppose you've got your own way of drawing the zones that you've sort of come up with, or is it just a vague area?
Yeah, for me, I started by looking at areas of support resistance on higher time frames, and slowly but surely, I was able to start seeing them on the lower time frames. So I was able to get those same breakout moves, and they come and they're consistent every single time. You can consider this like a pressure cooker in a way, especially when price is in that range. It's a little bit of a pressure cooker. We can even see the wicks where we see the price exhaustion over here. But at some point, right, that pressure is going to build up and it's going to break out. And that's where we capitalize on moves like this, and we're able to capture momentum and move the trade forward. And the other thing is sometimes I'm not necessarily ruling the possibility of it going the opposite way out, right? Sometimes price is trending, but then it does something that it goes completely against the trend. But with this strategy, I capture it either way, because once we get that breakout and we get that close on the 30-minute to confirm, then we can enter that trade and capitalize on that trade, whether it was going up along with the trend or if it decides to go down and reverse the trend.
Nice. And in terms of your stop loss placement, I noticed that one of them was kind of at the candle low and the other one was kind of tight halfway up the candle. Have you got certain ways you do it?
Yeah, it's so stop loss placement definitely is dependent on structure. So if I'm going to take, for example, this trade over here, or maybe I'll go to one of these trades. If I'm going to take this trade that we talked about right over here, my stop loss placement, I definitely would rather be somewhere down here at the least. All right. So right below the previous candle, specifically, I'd like to be, and that's about a 50 pip stop loss, 45 to 50 pip stop loss. Usually my stop losses are anywhere about 50 pips. I don't necessarily tie it to a number. However, it's usually 50 pips, but like it's not out of the realm of possibility that my stop loss can be maybe 60, 70 pips. It's just dependent on the structure. But again, what I would do, my adjustment is if I need a bigger stop loss for that trade, then either I'm going to significantly reduce my risk for that trade, or then I really ask myself, is the trade worth it at all? Is the trade out of the realm of a tradable area for me? Because I don't want to necessarily have a extremely large stop loss either.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like with that big, massive breakout candle, that like, would you have even taken that trade? And I think you've answered it there. Okay, cool. All right, and so we're going to jump into like current price, and you're going to analyze that for us as well.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So current price. So currently, this is where we are with price. What I'm going to do is go up a couple time frames to get a better view of what's going on. So I'm gonna retrace this area because it's not showing that it has been significant. Price has broken through it multiple times. It's broken through it this going to the upside, and it's broken through it again going to the downside. I'm going to remove this for now as a significant area, and I'm going to take a closer look at what is showing me right now on the 4 hour. So far, I'm going to mark this as an area of support because we know that price has settled here for one reason or another, right? And if I really actually look left, I can actually notice that price actually settled in the same area as an area of resistance once before, right? Came back around and now became an area of support right now. As we go down to the lower time frames, now we want to dig into what would be a preferable setup for this particular situation. And what I see as we look at these wicks over here, and they'll probably be a lot clearer on the 30-minute, these wicks have formed a certain level of resistance, right? So this particular area will serve as my area of resistance. I have my area of support. So now if price breaks out to the upside, I'd like to know. I'll set my alert here, and I'll also take a look on the 30-minute to make sure that this is indeed a setup that I would take, and it is. This is a clear area of resistance, right? Price hit this area, struggled to continue going back up, went back down to this area of support, and now headed back towards this area of resistance. What is it going to do when it gets to this area of resistance? Right now, I'm only interested in the buy opportunities because that area of support is way down there. So unless price actually gets down there, I'm not interested in any sell opportunities at the moment. So my next opportunity is going to be a potential buy once price hits this area. And if it does and it breaks out, I would like to take that trade. Ideally, have my stop loss under this candle right here. And then let's see if we could ride it up until price struggled again around this area right over here.
All right, so what we're going to do, folks, is have a look at my screen and my chart of gold. Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. So this is what I came up with yesterday when I was doing the weekly analysis, which I'm doing. So what you can see here is, so I've got a trend line here that's bounced off. I think that was like a daily trend line, and it actually broken the weekly trend line or another daily trend line. And yesterday it sort of came back down and broke back down under this trend line here. My actual trade was up here for the higher time frame kind of stuff that I was doing on this weekly prediction. So so for you, this is what I'm seeing, or this was what I was seeing on my chart. So I think you'll be all right. Look, I'm expecting it to go up there. Everything else is telling me it's going to get up here.
Yep.
So if it breaks your level,
Yep.
then I think it's got this trend line to deal with again, unfortunately, which might it might not actually break all the way. Maybe once it breaks above that, you're good to go. I think you're good to go. You're happy to go once it breaks above that.
Kind of in alignment with my strategy there.
Yeah. So I think I'm expecting it to go up, and although yesterday I was kind of expecting it to go straight up versus because I think this is this was what I marked up here. I was expecting it to go. I had to make a call, right? And I was start of the day, and I was like, okay, well, I've got a funny feeling it's going to push right up here and then come back down. So that the fact this already hit my take profit was kind of like at this point, it's given us a fake out of the trend line. Like, would I be still expecting it to go up? Probably not.
What I like about your markup is that there tends to be the sentiment that upon inauguration, when the new president comes in here in the U.S., we're going to see gold take a big tank. So it's very, very possible that we may see it start to creep up just a little bit in anticipation for when that happens, which is what we're like a week removed right now. So that may happen very soon, and we may actually see some big selling pressure on gold. Not ruling out the other possibility that it buys up, but at least the sentiment is that we'll get a big sell.
Yeah, so I think this could hold easily. Depends on where today closes. If it closes a bit higher, then I think we're definitely looking to try and at least tackle this line here before potentially getting your tank move down. Hey, look, awesome stuff there, Jordan. What's the best way for traders to get hold of you?
Yes, best way to get a hold of me, IG Jordan _ the Maestro, just one underscore. Jordan _ the Maestro, send me a message. Feel free. I also have a link to all of my services, Learn and Earns, etc. If you want to learn with me, if you want to trade with me, feel free, reach out, and I'll be happy to serve you and happy to be a part of your journey in becoming a profitable trader.
Awesome. Well, look, Jordan, thanks once again for coming on, folks. There's a link underneath this video. Go and check it out. That's where you're going to find all those links to his IG and everything else. Do remember, whilst you're there, hit subscribe, like, and that notifications bell, and we'll see you in the next video.